Welcome to a brand new episode of Lunch with Doug, a unique and fun experience brought to you by the creative minds at the Music Exerbia Project. We're here today thanks to the generous support of our esteemed sponsors. John's Barbershop, located at 121 West Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. Open Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Walk-in only, no appointment needed. American Legion Post number 2, located at 402 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. Newly remodeled with a clean, fresh look, gaming machines, and new smoke heaters. Open to the public. Express Printing and Hydro Dipping, Nevada's #1 full-service shop. Print, signage, banners, decals, hydrographics, tinting, and headlight restoration. Located at 14138 East Highway 54, just west of Mr. D's, 417-448-6444. The Precision Coffee Company, located at 224 East Walnut in Nevada, Missouri. Coffee, organic teas, specialty coffee drinks, smoothies, and fresh baked pastries. We're your local. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lunch with Doug, and we are continuing our conversation with Dangerous Doug Franklin from Wild Dogs Radio, and we'll get right back into that. We're talking about today, we talk about AI, some more music business stuff, and especially important to the musicians out there, how to submit your music to his radio show. So that's all coming up on today's episode of Lunch with Doug.
Have you played around with AI? Not that you're going to release anything under that, but just to see.
I have.
Okay, does this actually sound like something I would freaking do or not?
I have not actually tried. The only thing I did mess around with one day, where I made one of my songs sound like Michael Jackson was singing it, and it was.
Dude, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this.
It was pretty lo-fi. It wasn't very good, and I was like, that kind of sounds like Michael Jackson.
You had to have gotten at least a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, it was fun. I can see, like, and I'm not defending them doing that, but I could see if I was a guy who didn't know how to play music, but I really wanted to make music, I guess I could see some of the tools in some instances where they actually are writing the lyrics. They actually are. All they're really using AI for is to kind of put the demo together. So they're coming up with their own melodies. They're coming up with their own lyrics. It's not really auto-generating it. They're actually like writing the songs. They're using AI as a tool to make them a professional sounding demo. And that kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Well, it does make sense because not everybody's got a ton of money to go and like full bore just put out an amazing, sounding engineered album. So I get it. I really do.
And there is the disadvantages. If you're a trained ear, you can probably tell the difference.
I mean, at the end of the day, if AI can help a person, talented individual who writes a song, can help you in one way or another get that song out there to people, you know what? It's just a new form of technology that people have been using already. So, for it to completely take over what you're doing, I don't agree with that. But
yeah,
as a tool, as an independent artist, you got to do what you got to do.
I think AI music is going to be, it's going to be a thing, but you're going to know, most people are going to know what it is. Eventually it's going to all kind of sound the same sort of too, which it's, like radio already is.
Yeah, you already hear it. You already hear it in the AI, just like ads.
Yeah.
You can tell when it's a real person and when it's,
Yeah, and it might get a little better, but it's still going to have a sort of a style to it that it's like when you see those pop art where they have the little dots, that style of artwork. And even if it's auto-generated or if somebody actually did that themselves, it's still that style and it has a style. So that's trying to be that. Well, AI, I think, is sort of becoming a style on its own. You kind of can see it.
Yep.
Like, okay, that's probably AI. So I want you to give us some wisdom from all of what you've learned in as doing this thing to just, if there was a musician listening, somebody who's trying to get music out, wants, to get radio play and these kind of things, or, what kind of advice do you have for these artists?
My advice for artists or anybody that does what they do, if you're a chef, if you are a crossing guard in a schoolyard, it's be you and be about you. What I always say for artists, put in the work. Don't trust especially if you Doug Harper, that's your name. You have to put the work in. Don't, although, some people are in the position to hire a staff to help them, but don't rely completely on them. It's your name. You put in the work. And who knows what can happen? Put in the work. Do it yourself. That's kind of it.
It's good advice. This goes along with what you just said. I was listening or reading something about that producer guy. He produced Johnny Cash. He kind of brought Johnny Cash back. You might know who I'm talking about. Rick Rubin. That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Slayer, Run DMC,
yeah.
I think the Beastie Boys.
Yeah. He did all those artists, and then he's produced Metallica, I think, now too, and Johnny Cash.
Yes.
All these artists.
Yeah.
And his thing was, and I really heard his advice when I just happened over this thing, and I was sitting on the fence on some things with my new record on what, I was like, is it going to be commercial enough? And I don't know, it's a little different. And I was just, on the fence, but I saw this interview and he said, he's like, whatever it is, he's like, you want to put it out. He's like, you just put it out like it's supposed to be. Don't think about if it's going to be commercial enough. Don't change anything to please someone else. He said, put out your art like it's supposed to be. And that's how it's supposed to be. You know how it's supposed to be. Do that. And so, when I heard that interview, I was like, he's right. And so I didn't change anything. I just did it like I wanted to do it, and put it out. And I think kind of what you were saying there, you're saying that sort of like, it's like, do your thing.
Yes, go with where your heart says you're supposed to do it. If it's maybe a little different this time than the last album you put out, so what? Guess what? You don't know until you try it. So, and that at the end of the day, a guy like Doug Harper is like, does this say Doug Harper? It's got to. And you know what? It might not always work out, but if you're happy with it, I guarantee there's a lot of other people out there that are going to be happy with it too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think when you second guess and you're trying to do something, you might achieve.
Yeah, just don't overthink it.
Yeah,
it's music is about to me. It's supposed to be about a feeling, an emotion. You're not going to put two albums out that sound exactly alike. Why would you? Go with your gut. Go with your feeling. Go with what feels right to you.
I like that. That's for sure. For sure. So, next thing, submission for you. If they wanted, other than you've got the Facebook group, and is that
I got the Facebook group? You can send stuff directly to Wild Dogs. God, we've changed this email address so many times for submissions. Actually, Doug just updated the website today. It's got a whole new look. There should be a submission page on there. If you want your stuff played on my show, the Dangerous Doug Music page or Dangerous Doug Music Hour, Dangerous Doug Music 71 at gmail.com. Send me your stuff. Hit me up. Send me a Dropbox link to my Messenger. this is the thing. I usually will go on either Spotify or YouTube Music and look to see what's new, and I'll listen to a bit of a song, and I'm like, okay, that's going on the show. There's no science to it. It's, to me, if it sounds good, people are going to like it. So guess what? It's getting played.
I like that. That's for sure.
Yeah, there doesn't have to be a science to it. You know what? When in the 50s, rock and roll was growing, it was about the feeling. It was about the vibe. If you got somebody off their ass to the dance floor, guess what? You're doing something right. And that's the same. It should be the same thing now. If the vibe is right, if it, again, music is an art. It's about emotion, human emotion. We've got a lot of them. Just get it out there, man.
For real. For real.
That's the way I feel. You don't have to put a whole lot of thought into it. If it moves a person in some way, it needs to get out there. And that's why I think internet radio is such an amazing thing, because you don't have to pay $1 million to get your song played. There's a lot of reach. And this isn't just Wild Dogs. God love all those stations out there that are doing the same thing. It's about the artist. Most of us are about the independent artist. We want some kid in Japan hearing the latest Doug Harper song. That's the way I look at it. That's the way we attack it.
I like that.
And it's the only way. I mean, it's not like we're all rocket scientists. It's like, you know what? I know this. If a song moves me, I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one that's going to like it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I guess it's like a fast food. If you like, they've got an item on the menu that's tasty, you're like, oh man, you're going to want to show it to your buddies, or you got to try a new thing. It's delicious.
Yes. And we want delicious music. We all do.
Yeah.
If you don't like music, you have no soul. And I don't care what genre you're into. If you're a bluegrass fan and that bluegrass artist that you follow changes your life with one song, dude, come on.
For sure. Now do you sort of lean to a kind of a genre that you like more than others, or how is it?
Anybody that knows me from my teen days, and I'm gonna be straight up honest. The 90s and grunge, to me, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, killed the music I was into, which was what they call it hair metal, but the melodic hard rock that was popular in the 80s that just kind of died overnight at the beginning of the 90s. That's what I always gravitated to. But being in this, I have opened. I feel like a kid in a candy store, because I never would have listened to rap. Now I do. I never would have listened to, say, bluegrass. Now I do. Punk. Now I do. People are going to hate me for saying this because I don't know what genre it is, but the bands like Drop Dead Murphys and with the Irish folk, but it's got the punk rock, I guess. Celtic punk is I've opened, and this is why when I meet a guy like you, I'm like, where has this been all my life? Because I've been like pigeonholed into one genre. Internet radio has opened my mind, and I don't know, it's just exciting. It's exciting hearing new stuff that I would have never been into.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't now. If you ask me, what do I gravitate to? Everything, as long as it sounds good. That's the only answer I can give now.
Once again, thanks for spending your lunchtime with me today on this episode of Lunch with Doug. We're here today thanks to the generous support of our esteemed sponsors. John's Barbershop, located at 121 West Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. Open Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Walk-in only, no appointment needed. American Legion Post number 2, located at 402 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. Newly remodeled with a clean, fresh look, gaming machines, and new smoke heaters. Open to the public. Express Printing and Hydro Dipping, Nevada's #1 full-service shop. Print, signage, banners, decals, hydrographics, tinting, and headlight restoration. Located at 14138 East Highway 54, just west of Mr. D's. 417-448-6444. The Precision Coffee Company, located at 224 East Walnut in Nevada, Missouri. Coffee, organic teas, specialty coffee drinks, smoothies, and fresh baked pastries. We're your local.